Okay, we're doing day 19, and I was guided to do some cards from the Starseed Oracle, and I'm just going to jump in. I'm tired. I did a Amazon Flex today, and then I edited it and put it up onto my other YouTube channel so people could see, but here we are. The first card that came through was the Starkeeper, and it says, Cosmic Ancestors see the light by staying grounded. So with all of the chaos and all of the eclipse and energies that are going on, retrograde, planetary shifting, major placements are happening that are definitely not your normal, like run of the mill type of stuff happening. All of the things that are going on in the physical world, all the fear mongering, all of those types of things that we are seeing at this time, it is important for you to stay grounded. And I know that's hard sometimes. I read some comments yesterday from two different people on the video I did for day 18 who said they ended up with migraines yesterday. And I remember a time when that used to happen for me, back when I would be channeling too much, or, just run. Like, even as a kid, I used to get excruciatingly bad. I would strip my bed down. I had a water bed, and I would lay on it naked to cool myself down. I'd always end up throwing up, couldn't see straight, needed the dark room, needed a cold cloth on my head. And the last time that happened to me was a day that I did a psychic fair, and this was back at like the beginning of like 2015, 16 area, and I just did way too many that day. I didn't eat, and I know when the energies are high like that, it can impact you physically like that. I feel that what actually helped me to stop having migraines, because I have not had a migraine since then, so almost 10 years now. And I think it's the seventh rite of the Munay key is when we upgrade ourselves, so that rather than us getting sick physically, we get sick more energetically. And I've noticed that about myself. Even when I get sick, which doesn't happen often, even when I got sick with Lyme, it's more so I'm just in bed. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. You know what I mean? So think about that type of thing and call on your cosmic ancestors, because that's what we do with a seventh rite is we call on our star ancestors, we call on our ancient ancestors, we call on the galactic masters, we call on the great spirit and the archetypes to assist us in upgrading. And you can also ask spirit at any time to like turn down the frequency if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're feeling ungrounded, or you're starting to experience pain, or if like your ears are ringing too much, or something's just becoming too much. Remember, you can ask them to turn that down and stay grounded, okay? And ways to stay grounded: you can eat chocolate, you can go outside, put your feet in the ground, you can have some walnuts. I really feel like, just getting outside is a great way, but also making sure you have something in your stomach. Even if you're nauseous, it can help you to just get back into the body. And as star seeds, you may be more prone to want to escape the body on a regular basis. Then we had inner earth, which I feel like ties into this pretty well, because the inner earth is, for me, the masculine, and the outer earth is the feminine. So I think of Argatha as the masculine, Gaia as the feminine. And it says, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So like I just gave you some new solutions. Ask this, consider doing some activations that are going to upgrade you in a level that is different from where you're at, so that you can start to, receive these things in an easier way, so that it's not so difficult for you. And again, with the inner earth, it feels like ground yourself there. The guided meditation that I did on my Divine Essential Instagram on the eclipse, during the eclipse, I brought everybody down into the earth, into the caverns, into the ancient waters, before I brought them up into the light. So make sure you're doing that for yourself. You don't have to go through a whole guided meditation to do that. You could just do that with your intention, so that you're not all willy-nilly out here. And then we have breathe the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So I'm getting this sense again where it's like you are the creator, and what you focus on is what you create. What you believe is what's going to manifest. And I find a lot of people, start to micromanage that in a way of like they overanalyze it, or they start to do it in a way that's not positive for them. You may experience something, and because in the past you've experienced it and it led to this. Like a perfect example of this would be, I remember One day I had a strawberry culotta back at, Dunkin' Donuts. This was years and years ago, and it gave me a migraine. So I never drank one ever again because I was like, that'll give me a migraine. And I see people do that where they just assign something, that power over them. It may not even be connected. It may just be what happened. Maybe it was like a combination of things, but we start, micromanaging in a way of expecting, of believing that this is going to equal that. Maybe you walk into Bath and Body Works and the scent's so overwhelming you get a migraine. So from now on, anytime you smell somebody's perfume and it's kind of strong to you, you start manifesting a headache. Okay. And another thing I created for migraines, just because I know a few of you have experienced that or at least commented about it, others of you may have, I make a blend called Migraine Magic, and it's literally helped tons of people when they feel the effects of their migraine to start coming on to not have that happen. And it's rosemary, lavender, and lavender, rosemary, and peppermint. And I put those three together, and that always has helped people just to not get to that place of like, it just reverses it for them. Okay. So even just any of those peppermint I remember the first day I went out driving with another person to learn how to do Amazon in the big truck. The guy that I was with was getting a headache, and I had peppermint in my bag, and I let him sniff that, and he ended up not getting that bad of a headache. So again, even just one of those, just sniffing on some peppermint, sniffing on some lavender, sniffing on some rosemary, or putting those three together within a carrier oil can help you to micromanage in a way that's like, powerful for yourself. Like, I'm going to shift the belief of I have no control over this. Now I'm doomed to this pain. And again, think of this in ways that you can do this for yourself with many things. Try to shift from the downfall to the rise. And then we have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Like I said, you have the power about all of this. Whether you decide this thing is the right thing or that is the wrong thing is going to be what manifests in your life. So if you think that this is the only way and that way is not working, you'll stay stuck on that way because this is the only way, but it's not working. You got to shift and realize, like, let me listen to my inner authority. Let me trust my intuition. Let me go within rather than looking at the outward, what everybody else is doing or what everybody else said or what worked for Joe Schmo. Find your own path, because that's what's going to lead you to where you need to go. And then we have the Seas of Mintaka. And this says, seeing the potential and bringing the unconscious to light. So this is beautiful, like ocean energy. I feel like the ocean is such a symbolic representation of our unconscious mind, because when you think of our consciousness, our logical, like, conscious self isn't in control of so much. Our unconscious is in control. Like, the majority of what we're doing and thinking and feeling comes from the unconscious. It's like 98%. And when you look at the earth, it's like 98% of the earth is ocean. So it really does feel like this big symbolic tie. And how much do we know about the ocean? Barely anything. How much have we explored? Barely anything. Just the tip of the iceberg. We know more about, like, stars and planets and galaxies and going out there than we do going here within ourselves, within our home. So people really need to dive within themselves at this time. And this is something I will keep pushing, because this is how you heal. This is how you grow, is by shifting those beliefs that are hindering you, or figuring out what is it. It may not even be one that you have adopted. It's just one that was passed down to you from your ancestors. It could be things that your grandparents said, and you may not think that you believe it, but if it's in there, if it was said, your unconscious doesn't have that filter of that's not the right thing. It just takes whatever is said as 100. So if it's like, oh, we're a poor family, we're never going to get any, money's the root of all evil, blah, 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 you'll have a hard time manifesting abundance or believing, even if you believe consciously, I'm going to be rich, the unconscious can sabotage that from happening, because you're not truly ultimately believing it in those deeper levels. So you really want to start reprogramming that. And a great way to do that is with, like, alpha meditating, going into, like, a different mind state. When you wake up in the morning, instead of, like, grabbing your phone or waking up fully, that would be the perfect time to do some affirmations. That would be the perfect time to really think about positive things and to reprogram. Maybe you get up and you dread the day. You're like, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. That's not a great way to start the day, because it's going to domino effect into negativity. So start within and ripple it out around you. And then it was interesting, okay? This card came out, and at the time that it was coming out, in my head, I heard new love. And then we have love, spirit path of the south, partnerships, unconditional love, rejuvenation. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness. So I really feel like a lot of you guys may be attracting in new love. This could be new love beginning with somebody that you know, or it could be a new love in, yourself, building a new relationship, rejuvenating the relationship, diving deeper into yourself to love yourself on a deeper level, which would attract a better partnership with other people. But I definitely feel like some are attracting in new love, new friends, new everything that is going to be coming along with social invitations and creative pursuits, and it's going to be joyful. So open yourself up to that. I know with myself, I get like nervous about letting new people in because every motherfucker I've ever let in has not worked out so well. But if I keep thinking that, I'm never going to find the right person to come in and prove me wrong. So these are lessons that I needed to learn, and I need to trust that I've grown enough to recognize those red flags and to see before they get too close. Like, I know where this is going. I've seen this before. I know what love bombing looks like. I know what covert narcissism is all about. I know what overt narcissism is all about. I know what this type of thing happens to go towards. So if I've already been through all of that, I don't have to fear good things coming in. I can take that opportunity. There's a gateway here, but we've got to accept it. We've got to allow it in. We've got to invite those new opportunities to show up. And we do that through, discovering ourselves, getting vulnerable with ourselves, and building our identity, coming up with a new version of who we are. And when we learn these universal lessons and all of that, we share them with others, we can help other people to go on the path that they need to go towards for their own oneness and for their inner growth. So contemplate on that and be open to what is available to you at this time. Don't let whatever's happened before or whatever beliefs are under the surface mess you up. Meditate, allow assistance in, be patient as these things change, but know that like messages are coming in, good things are happening for you. I feel like this is a time of breakthrough and clarity, a new truth to happen for you. And again, we have unity here, a new perspective, retreating away from the old imbalanced, so you can have balanced relationships, so you can have healthy boundaries, so you can put yourself out there and express yourself in a way where you're going to be nurtured and loved, and you'll be, mothering yourself or fathering yourself, taking care of yourself in a way that maybe you weren't able to do before. You're balancing your energy, you're getting honest with your emotions, and you're ready for success in all areas. So thank you for being here with me for day 19. In Munay, namaste.